Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
What is it? That's a good song. What is that song?
Oh, that's the Carpenters, man.
Yeah, I like the Carpenters then.
Yeah, man, they got like so many hits, you know, the Carpenters. Hey, Rich Bad 25. What's up there? We're gonna talk about Wonder Woman today. I'm the classic rock biter, and I was just singing some classic. Is it considered rock?
The Carpenters?
Yeah.
The Carpenters are like the most hard-rocking, soft rock band ever to be rocking. Rock biter.
Maybe. You ever hear that song? It goes like this. Why do birds suddenly appear every time
You are near,
just like me,
they long to be.
close to you? That's the Carpenters by way of Burt Bacharach. Did you know that? Hey, Will. Good evening, Will.
Yeah, hi Will. Do you like the Carpenters? We're going to talk about Wonder Woman today. Wonder Woman, wonderful woman. She had a movie. It was released on the HBO now.
Yeah, man. You ever listen to Carpenters too, man? You ever hear that song by the Carpenters? It's like this. Go like, rainy days and Mondays. Oh, it's raining outside here in Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles. I've been around 500 million years. I used to live in Fantasia, but that place got eaten up by nothing. And then Bastian gave the princess a name. And now I live in LA. Long story short, I live in LA now. Headed over to Gleebag and Hannah. What's that? Remember that song by
Yeah, did you know that Karen Carpenter, she was a wonderful drummer.
Oh yeah, man, she could play the drums. She could go like, she sang that song. I'm on top of the world and looking down on creation and the no.
Yeah, that song is kind of lame.
Yeah, though I don't like that song as much. They also have a really good version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. You go like this. Have yourself a merry. She said like this, Merry Little Christmas.
Yeah, that one's good, but it has this like silly intro. Type out Miss Prime. It's got a silly intro. It goes like the sun and the shining and the thing and the thing and the whatnot.
You know what another song by the Carpenters?
Sure. Everybody knows the Carpenters. It was then I realized this was a lost cause. While I reside in the belly of the rock biter, I cannot escape him singing all of the good songs by the Carpenters and the bad songs by the Carpenters. But what is good? What is bad? As long as Karen Carpenter was singing, she was wonderful. She has a wonderful voice. There's a variety show. This is kind of a variety show. It's a variety of nonsense. We don't have any kind of sense going on here. We wait for people to show up. There's nobody here except for me and you, Will, and the rock biter. I would like to see the baby. Where's Arnold?
Did you say you'd like to see the baby?
Well, I had a different baby in mind.
Well, there is no other baby than me, baby.
Tough break on your plan there to kidnap Batman and take over the world. This is lame. Yes. Anyway, let's start the show, shall we? It has been 5 minutes of this nonsense.
Hello, everybody. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, and I will be throttling here with you today, on Monday. Rainy days and Mondays. They always get me happy, actually. I was playing drums. I was like, you know what? I don't have to go outside today. Have you gone outside today? If not, don't. There's no reason to. We all contain multitudes, Will. We all contain multitudes. We all contain Multiplicity, the movie directed by Harold Ramis, starring Beetlejuice himself. You know, a funny thing happened the other day. This might be funny. This might have happened to you in your lifetime at some point, but I had a major dissociative day of my life. It was dissociative. That means I was not aware it was happening while it was happening. I thought Saturday was Friday. I'll admit it. I forgot that you're supposed to count Christmas as a day of the week. I thought Christmas was its own day. Like that day they added to the calendar so that they could, what was it, in the Pacific? So they could, I don't know if they added a day or they took a day away, but in the south, right by Australia, so that they could participate in the stock market. You know what I'm talking about. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. If you guys are on Instagram, you can donate to St. Jude's. It's a cancer research facility for children. Children's cancer research facility. It's not a cancer research facility for children, but it kind of is at the same time. But I hope you support it. I support it. I hope you support the show. You come here and hang out every now and then. Maybe if I recycle these comments, they'll start to appear. We take it slowly here. We're going to take it slow, guys. We're going to talk about Wonder Woman. We sure are. But first... What's up, everybody? This is the Carl Weathers Predator Weather Report featuring the Action Jackson AccuPredator Weather Radar Forecast and Cardi B. You know, it's raining outside in L.A. I was looking outside the window, and I saw that there was rain. So I'm going to tell you that there's rain because I'm a weatherman, and that's my job as a weatherman is to tell you what is going on outside so you don't have to go outside to look. It's raining out.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's raining now. It's nuts. It reminds me of the Bronx.
Yeah, Cardi B, it reminds you of the Bronx. It kind of reminds me of Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. You ever been to Louisiana?
Nah.
Well, you should go sometime. It's down on the Delta and by the bayou with the fan boat and the crocodile. There's crocodiles in the bayou and the beignets and the turtle soup.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's delicious. You would love it, Cardi B.
Why you say I would love it?
I don't know. I just get that feeling about you that you like exotic cuisine.
I don't like turtles in my soup, though.
Just try it, Cardi B. You might be pleasantly surprised. It's raining out. Hey, did you guys watch Wonder Woman? Who watched Wonder Woman? Nobody? We're going to take it easy today. I figured out we're going to take it easy today because I thought Saturday was Friday, so I did a show anyway. This is the funny thing about thinking Saturday was Friday on Saturday when I did a show. There's a show recorded. You can watch it. Here's the funny part. I didn't realize it was Saturday until like 12:30 in the a.m. of Sunday. So this is what happened. On Christmas Day, which was Friday, I just ate pie and cookies and mac and cheese, and I laid in bed and I watched Wonder Woman. I watched the behind the scenes of The Mandalorian. I did all of these things it was the most sedentary day of the year. People say, what's the most sedentary day of the year? Some people say, well, it's Thanksgiving. You just sit around and you eat. And I'm like, no, I'm cooking all Thanksgiving. On Christmas Day, I don't get out of bed. And all I eat is whatever I want, whenever I want. And that's my Christmas Day for me. So I completely lost it on the calendar. I just lost it. And because time works funny, we live in a COVID zone. It's like an area of space where there's this anomaly time change. They'll be studying this for years. The COVID time warp. We're in a COVID time warp. Yes, and those freaking cookies were ridiculous. Jen dosed my cookies. Jen, I blame this on you. I forgot what day it was because I was eating too many gingerbread cookies. They were the greatest cookies, though. They're my former cookies because I've eaten them all. I ate them all within like a day. Within 24 hours, I ate like 87 cookies. Because I was like, I will eat anything I want. It's Christmas Day. It's my day. So I ate all the cookies, and my mind was... I take full responsibility, Jen. This
This is a moment of lapse. It was a moment of just completely not remembering that you're supposed to count Christmas as a day. In my mind, it was just Christmas Day and then the next day happens. I guess that's what happened. But it wasn't until like midnight. And Jen, you didn't realize either. Nobody realized that's what happened. I think a lot of people got caught in the anomalous COVID time warp of Christmas. The COVID Christmas. How was your COVID Christmas? Yes, it was she put a lot of nutmeg in those cookies, if you know what I mean. I blame Will and Wesley for not telling us. Yeah, they just went along with it. They were like, this fool thinks it's Friday. It's fine though. It was fun. I had a show anyway. But this was the thing. I thought I was going to have 2 days where I just was going to have a weekend so I could do some other chores. And then I realized at 12:30, I'm like, well, good thing it's Saturday. And I'm going to go for my hike on Saturday. And then whatever I had planned for Saturday was gone because I saw the calendar said it was Sunday. And I was like, wait, let me look at this calendar again. This calendar is wrong. It forgot Saturday. No, I forgot Saturday. So that was funny. That's what happened to me. Did you watch Wonder Woman? I think, Will, you watched it. Jen, did you watch Wonder Woman? We was talking about it briefly on the DC chat on the Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, please subscribe on Twitch or pledge at least $1 a month on Patreon. And then you get exclusive access to the Discord where you hang out, talk about movies while you watch them, have a watch party. I'm almost caught up with The Expanse. So maybe The Expanse is going to be our next watch party on Wednesdays. Because I'm almost caught up. I'm on season 5.1. So we could talk. Oh, you haven't seen the Wonder Woman? Uh-oh. Well, we could just. Well, if you don't mind spoilers, we're going to talk about spoilers. But maybe I'll just talk about spoilers for the first 20 minutes of the movie and then my overall impression. Because yeah. We're just going to take it easy this week, because this is the week between Christmas and New Year's, and the week between Christmas and New Year's is the most relaxed, malaise, crazy week that I think anybody experiences throughout their life during the year. I feel like nobody knows anything that's going on this whole week. Everybody's just like, whatever, I'm out. 2020, I'm out. I'm checked out. I know 2020, you still got a week left, but I'm out of it. I'm already gone. COVID Christmas time warp. So you read all the spoilers. Okay. So I'm going to say, first of all, Wonder Woman, 1984. Gave me a lot of Superman 2 vibes. Remember Superman 2 when he's like walking around in the beginning and there's like that whole dopey kind of, it's like a Rube Goldberg situation where Clark is walking through the city. I believe that's Superman 2. And he's like running into things. People are running their car into him and smashing their car up. And he's just like, it's hokey, and there's like a penguin on fire or something walking around. Yeah, so just that was kind of like the opening of Wonder Woman. The opening of Wonder Woman was very much like that. The second opening. There was 2 openings to the movie. First of all, you had the movie on Themyscira. That's where Wonder Woman's from. And I loved that opening. I loved it. She was a young girl, and she had to play against like an Olympian type of game event, like a triathlon situation where they're shooting arrows and riding horses and shooting arrows through things, and then they're bringing the banners down to see who's in the lead. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool sequence. I liked it a lot. But they kind of hit you over the head with the theme of the movie, where they're like, "Tell the truth." They're trying to get you out of this. Overall, I liked that concept of this movie really just hammering home the idea that telling the truth is a good thing, and it's a virtue, because we live in a Trump America. We're going to be living in a post-Trump America in about 3 weeks, or a little bit more than 3 weeks. So we live in a post-Trump America. And she was not, Patty Jenkins, the director, was not pulling any punches when she was like, this is going to be a movie about telling the truth, because we forgot what the truth is in this country, in this world. And I like that theme. How was Kristen Wiig Asks Jen the Fierce on Twitch. If you guys want to go on Twitch and subscribe, I would appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please like and share the video. I thought Kristen Wiig was funny on her own, but it didn't match the overall tone of the movie in lots of parts. So that is to say, whenever the camera's on Kristen Wiig, she's funny, but the tone of the movie wasn't... there were parts of the movie that kind of tone wasn't accommodating. I don't think Gal Gadot is very funny. This is unfortunate. She's very serious, but she can carry that, like, seriousness of Wonder Woman. She's not very funny. That's fine, though. She's very strong character. She's got a strong presence on film. She's Gal Gadot. She's Wonder Woman. But it's not very funny, which is fine. That's why they bring in Kristen Wiig, to lift the heavy funny weights. And then you're like, uh-oh, Kristen Wiig is too funny. And she's standing next to Gal Gadot, who's not very funny. She's very serious. I mean, that has its own merit, but I think there's people like... I don't know. I'm not going to make a generalization. I'm not going to make a generalization here. So I won't. So I'm going to move on from that. But I just think there are actors who are very pretty. Say like Chris Hemsworth. He's very pretty, and he's also very funny. I think Gal Gadot is very pretty. I'm not going to judge her on her looks and her comic ability. She's not there to be funny. She's there to be Wonder Woman. But it's fine. But it helps when you got a little bit of comic timing. I think Kristen Wiig is very pretty and very funny. So what I'm trying to say is, being pretty has nothing to do with about being funny. Did I dig myself a grave on that one? Hopefully they take that out of context and patch that all over the internet so that I have to make a YouTuber apology video where I go on for 45 minutes apologizing, where I'm like, pretty people can't be funny. That's not true. It's not true. I was just disproving that point. I was saying Chris Hemsworth is hilarious. And Kristen Wiig is hilarious. I'm just saying that Gal Gadot has that leading lady presence. She doesn't necessarily have that comic timing. Not that Wonder Woman's a funny character. Let me just go on for like 1 hour apologizing about this. I'm just saying she's not that funny. Not that the movie should be funny, but the comedy tone of it. Although I did love the mall sequence, which was the second opening sequence of the movie. Gal was funny in keeping up with the Joneses, but it was R-rated humor. Well, I haven't seen it. I'm just saying that Wonder Woman, as a character, is not funny. Let's say that. Even though Thor was hilarious. I'm not saying... I just really hope to stir up some controversy. Let's see what happens. Let's say, like, obscure YouTuber says Gal Gadot's not funny. What does he know? I don't know anything. I'm just saying. The tone of the movie wasn't fully on board with Kristen Wiig's amount of hilarity that she's bringing to the part. Although Kristen Wiig was good. She's good. So I think it's almost the inverse. She's really funny, but so when it was like time to take Kristen Wiig seriously, it was hard. So there was a little bit of a mismatch in tone in that. So I'm not going to say that Gal Gadot is not funny. I'm going to say the character Wonder Woman doesn't lend herself to comedy. She's a very serious character. See that? You can cancel me, but you can't cancel that. You can't cancel the truth. So that is the ultimate, my ultimate decision on that. Gal Gadot is funny. Her character, in the context of this movie, was not that funny. Kristen Wiig is more funny than her character maybe was written as. She brought more comedy to the part. So it was just kind of a little bit of a mismatch in tone, I would say. I liked the idea of bringing Steve Trevor back. It actually made sense. It actually made sense in this world. Gal Gadot got more gorgeous as the movie what got worse. Yeah, Gal Gadot is she's very beautiful. She's a very beautiful person. And has a very strong on-screen presence. That's why I like the fact that she went from being a stunt person to an actual leading actor because you're like, this person has that gravitas. She has the gravitas of Wonder Woman. She brings it to the screen. I love it. I liked, guys, if you stuck around for the credits, you saw that Asteria was played by none other than Linda Carter herself, the OG Wonder Woman, the one I grew up watching as a child. So I don't want all of this. Okay, sorry guys on Instagram, but I thought that was cool. The movie was set up to be brunette Wayne for the most part. Yeah, it was interesting because she had like she was an interesting character in the movie, Wonder Woman. Here's what I was so let's go back to the beginning of the movie. I loved the Themyscira sequence. Thought it was incredible. Thought it was great. Thought it was like, I was like, this is why you watch movies, because you get like crazy, fantastical, cool things, and you see Wonder Woman as a little girl competing with adults and being like a badass, but then, you know, learning that you need to be honest in your approach. And that's what Aristotle Full Throttle is all about, being honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. I thought Saturday was Friday. That's honesty. I'll tell you the truth. I'll always tell you the truth, guys. That's a line from The Expanse, too. Remember Amos? Amos is like, I would never lie to you. Anyway. I did love the mall sequence, too, guys. I liked the mall sequence. Ron, what did you think of the mall sequence in the opening of Wonder Woman? I thought it was fantastical. I thought it was straight out of DC Comics. I loved it. I thought it was like the Superman movie from 1980. I thought it was like that. Or whatever, 80, 79, 81, whatever it was. Remember that? I thought it was great. I thought it was so good, but here's the problem. Then we went for like an hour without Wonder Woman's. We went a whole hour of the movie. I was like, where's Wonder Woman at? I was like looking at it was maybe like 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes, where it was just, there's no Wonder Woman in this movie. I'm watching a movie called Wonder Woman. There should be 1984 Wonder Womans in this, and there aren't any. But I did like the Steve Trevor coming back. It made sense in the context of this movie. Because as we know, in DC, the realm of magic is a thing. Shazam is powered by magic. Superman, one of his weaknesses is not only kryptonite, not only the sun fading out, but magic. You could use magic on Superman. Change the sun to the color red, and you turn him into whatever. Yes, Mando was great in this. I thought he was really good. I thought that Pedro Pascal knows his star's on the rise, so he's like, I'm going to deliver on this silly script about being a magical man. And I liked it. I liked the premise. It was silly. So overall, Wonder Woman, it's a mixed bag, I think. What did you guys think? Did you think it was a mixed bag? I thought there was lots of good stuff in the bag. It was a grab bag. I thought it was like a stocking full of stuffers with really great, delicious chocolates, but also every now and then you got like a walnut or an orange or an apple. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 ain't bad. It's almost 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. You know that song?
Yeah, of course I know the song. I know Meatloaf. You don't think I know Meatloaf songs?
Yeah, you know, that's if you take 6 out of 10. If you were to take 6 out of 10 stars in the universe, you would have almost 6.6666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666
Oops. Hold up. 6666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666666 Six, 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 six.
666 bar, which is 2 out of 3. 6.66666666666666666 out of 10 is 2 out of 3, and that ain't bad.
This math. Not seeing it in the theater doesn't bother me. I kind of, what I did was, this is what I did to simulate the theater going experience. I wrapped myself in blankets. I laid on the couch. I was wrapped up to here in blankets, and like every blanket I have. And I put these gigantic headphones on. And I put it on the laptop, on my laptop, on a stool. And I laid down on the couch and I just stared, I watched it. It was just like the movies. It was just like going to the movie theater, except I felt like a burrito. I've learned a lot to not expect anything from DC movie, haha. Well, good thing Ange isn't here, because Ange can destroy everybody, but she won't, but she can. I glued my shoes to the floor and had my brother chew really loud right next to me. That's one way of doing it. Me? Burrito. I'm a human burrito. Speaking of burritos, last night I got Del Taco. That was my dinner. I had a wonderful Beyond burrito. And it was great. It was wonderful. It was tasted good. It was wonderful, super wonder lady tasting. It was good. It's wonderful. That should be the name of a item menu at Del Tacos. The super wonderful burrito. Oh yeah, Ron, you gotta watch the Christmas specials. Oh, don't be horrible. You're not horrible. Well, guys, the Christmas special, don't worry. There's gonna be a Christmas special every year, I declare. Maybe there'll be sequels. There'll be actual sequels of the former Christmas specials. And there'll be like a through line. It'll be a 10-year project. I'll start it last week. I've got catch-ups. I liked Wonder Woman. I just thought one of the funniest parts of the movie, I thought, was when Steve Trevor, I liked Steve Trevor coming back. I liked that he wasn't the Steve Trevor that we knew, but she could see him and no one else could because she knew it was him, and it would make sense that he is inhabiting someone else's body or whatever so that he'd not disrupt the space-time continuum or whatever type of laws they created for that magical thing to have him come back. But there was this part when Wonder Woman finally came back and her powers were going a la Superman 2. Remember, she wanted to be normal. She wanted to have a normal life, just like Superman wanted to have a normal life, got rid of his powers, went inside the chamber in the Fortress of Solitude, zapped the powers out of him, also put him in plain clothes. Interestingly enough, you go inside the chamber, you come out wearing like 80s chic silk shirts. Turns out, Superman, he's got a designer booth that also takes away your superpowers. Well, I like the end of Superman 2 where he's like, you were in there, and all of them were out here, and then you was in there, and then Superman goes like this. That's why I like Superman. He's always thinking ahead. He might not be the brightest, but he's got a plan. Superman is not as smart as Lex Luthor, but he will try harder and always win. Well, the part I'm talking about was when Wonder Woman decides to show up after an hour, and then they're on like a tank with missiles, and Steve Trevor's like, let me be useful somehow. And then Wonder Woman is not fast enough to catch up with the bad guy. So there's this moment, which I thought was completely ridiculous, but maybe straight out of a comic book, but it was completely ridiculous and absurd. I just started laughing because there's a moment where Wonder Woman's like, I'm too slow right now. So Steve Trevor just looks at her and gives they share a knowing look. This is what the script probably says. Steve Trevor Steve Trevor, the guy with 2 first name, like Chris Pine, except Pine is not. So Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman share a knowing look, and then Steve Trevor loads a grenade launcher with like a rocket launcher, and then he shoots the rocket, and then she twirls her lasso and catches the rocket, and then flies with the rocket. I just laughed. I was like, all right, sure. Poor connection. I wish I could talk about the ending and how it could have been more like the comic, but way too long to type out. Yeah, you could post it. Also, the voice channel is open on Discord. Yeah, I found it. Let's see. I still found it entertaining. I thought it was very long. I thought the ending, I thought they could have chopped about 15 minutes off of that movie. They tried to almost do that. They tried to almost remove either the Themyscira sequence or the mall sequence in the opening of Wonder Woman, which was two big openings. Yeah, also he does a pilot in World War I to fly a jet. Hey, is that you, Ron?
It is, sir.
Well, tell me your ending.
Okay, so do you remember when Max Lord took over Superman's brain?
I don't. When was that?
That was, I think it was pre-New 52.
Okay. Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
So Max Lord takes over Superman's brain, and he's controlling him, and he says to Wonder Woman, now this is live on national television, okay, much like he was at the end of the movie being broadcast everywhere. He says to her, the only way you're getting Superman back is if you kill me. So live on national television, Wonder Woman snaps his neck.
Oh. What?
Yeah, and you remember earlier on in the film, they're saying that he has to be destroyed. They're saying it that way because he'll never renounce his wish.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking while she's sitting there struggling to get to him, and when she finally does, crack.
Yeah. Well, that would invoke Superman, the Man of Steel. That would hammer home Zack Snyder's vision of DC of neck breaking.
Well, I mean, Wonder Woman never said she wouldn't kill someone.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
She's a warrior.
She's a warrior, and she would. I also want to bring up the fact that he was the Wishmaker himself. So he became Pedro Pascal, Mando, Max Lord. That's his character's name, right? Mm-hmm. He wishes to be the Wishing Stone. So he's now clear this up for me a little bit because I was confused a little. So every wish he makes is like a monkey's paw wish. So he has to. Every wish someone makes, there's a consequence. There's an immediate consequence. Right. Okay. So the thing that he tries to do as the main bad guy role is to get wishes from everybody on Earth so that he could also take something from everybody on Earth. That was the premise. Well,
yeah, it's a little convoluted, I will admit.
it was a little bit extra. I was like, what are we doing here? But I thought that Pedro Pascal really delivered on that. I thought he was really believed that that's what he was doing, and I think so. So you're saying Wonder Woman could have grabbed Max Lord while he was he was touching everybody on Earth and granting their wishes. She should have cracked his neck.
Like a chiropractor with a wet malpractice suit.
And then Zod would show up and be like, try to get my neck. Can't.
Maybe, who knows?
Well, I kind of liked the idea that Diana was like, let me talk to you and get you to tell the truth to everybody. I kind of liked the idea of, she did the Luke Skywalker approach. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to just kind of get you to do something for me, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, but if at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it almost felt like Big Bird and Snuffleupagus were going to show up and teach us all about how telling the truth is important.
It did. It definitely felt like an episode of Sesame Street. By the fourth time, they were like, "Tell the truth. The truth is important." I was like, "I get it. That is the theme of this movie." I liked that. I liked. What did you think about the fact that Wonder Woman can fly now?
About time?
Yeah, it's been a minute because she can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of saw that coming from a mile away as soon as she was like, "Tell me how to fly again." Did you find that to be him mansplaining to Diana how to fly, or she was just finding out what Steve likes the most?
Not really, because, I mean, it'd be, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but mansplaining is when a guy tries to explain something in a condescending way, or the woman already knows what's going on and he's just trying to exude his authority. If she doesn't know anything about flying,
Yeah.
you know, see, the problem with this film is, Steve isn't going to be there at the end,
Right.
because in Justice League he's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because she's like longingly looking at his picture, the big Amazon warrior. Oh, I miss a man.
Right.
So that whole thing kind of, but no, and then plus, if he was supposed to get plucked out of the point in time when he died,
Mm-hmm.
why did he have gray temples like Mr. Fantastic?
That's a good question. I actually didn't think of that, but that's true. She doesn't show up in Justice League, and I was wondering. Yeah, I guess it makes sense because by the time you realize you have to renounce your wish in the movie, that would make sense that he would not be allowed to come back. I did really like the idea that it was very much like Superman, the Superman the movie, when Superman finds Lois dead. And that's the impetus for him to do what he's not supposed to do, which is turn to Earth backwards. Yeah. I found that this to be a very similarly emotional moment in Wonder Woman when she's like, "I renounce my wish. I'm going to go fly, get the super armor," which I thought was pretty cool. What did you think about, what's her name? Cheetah?
I mean, I don't know much about Cheetah from the comics because I don't read Wonder Woman. Because I'm a man. No, I'm just kidding. I just never really found any Wonder Woman stories to be engaging.
Right.
But I mean, I'll be honest. When I heard Kristen Wiig was in, I'm like,
Did you have like a bad taste in your mouth from Ghostbusters?
Yeah, it was like I was chewing on iron, and yeah, it was that man Ghostbusters. And that's the thing, is Ghostbusters wasn't any of those actresses' fault.
Right.
It was totally
conceptually
Paul Feig in the script. And yeah, and that's another thing, is if you watch the Red Letter Media like hour and a half review of Ghostbusters 2016, at one point Mr. Plinkett keeps saying, "Just shut up, quit talking," because that's all they did. There's no breaks, there's no pausing for dramatic effect or to let a joke sit for a second.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's not on them. That's Paul Feig saying, "Hey, if nobody's talking, nobody's laughing."
Yeah, I found that the Ghostbusters from a few years ago. So Kristen Wiig is hilarious. I think she's great in Bridesmaids. I think she's great on Saturday Night Live. I think she's just a great talent. I thought her comedy didn't match the tone overall of Wonder Woman. No. I felt sometimes it was a little out of place. For Ghostbusters, I thought it was just conceptually not the same as the originals, which were solidly written screenplays, whereas with really good jokes in there. And then the remake, or the alternate Ghostbusters that came out a few years ago, didn't have jokes. It just had people improvising. Even though the original cast improvised, they still were kind of like focused on the point of the scene. Whereas this Ghostbusters was like, just keep going, just keep getting Melissa McCarthy to be hilarious, Kristen Wiig to be hilarious. Everybody in that is hilarious. They just were like, we don't have anything good written down, so we need to rely on you guys to be funny. and not particularly to the point of the scene just to be funny for funny's sake, which I think that's where that movie fails. It's just too much silly improv that doesn't really support the narrative. And
Right.
yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. It's just kind of, I don't know. But I mean, her as Cheetah. I mean, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in the beginning, did you not get a little vibe like she was kind of hot for Diana?
no, I totally felt that. I was like, oh, this is like kind of a bromance, but what do they call that between ladies? It's a bromance.
A she-mance? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a Wonder Woman mance. It was a Wonder Womance. So, yeah, I feel like that was a deliberate and intentional type of situation because Gal Gadot's like, I've been lonely for 60 years, or
Right.
however it's been.
Well, my thing is you don't know if Max Lord went to jail or if Barbara went to jail. They just kind of went off into the sunset, or what?
Oh, that's true. I guess I imagine they went to jail. Maybe they went to Arkham.
Oh God.
Maybe they'll be broken out. What did you think about the Asteria? Was it Asteria's armor that she was wearing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she needed it.
I thought that sequence was way too dark. I couldn't see what was going
Yeah,
on.
you could. I mean, why have a big gold suit on if everything is really, really dark? And most people are probably watching it on a TV, not a big screen, like in a movie theater, because I think it only made like 16 million, which I guess in COVID times is a lot.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, plus there wasn't enough Cheetah. She was Barbara for too much.
Yeah. And then it was like when she appeared, it was in the dark, so we couldn't really tell what her final form was in that. We were just
Right.
like, what's going on here? Lady Crush. That's what Will jumped in
That
there.
works. Also, I think she should have renounced the Steve wish later on in the film, like as a last resort, not just like it was like 3/4 of the way through, and she's just like, "I renounce my wish."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then I guess Steve could have, well, I like that she took on Cheetah herself, and her goal, though, I thought was pretty interesting and different than most action superheroes, which was just to get everybody to see what they were doing wrong and then renounce their wish, which I thought was a different approach and a cool approach. Thematically, I think the movie is kind of, it's got some really strong parts and some really mediocre parts, I would say.
Oh yes, very much so on the mediocre parts. There's more, and that's the thing is like I remember when I first saw Wonder Woman, the first movie, I was like, "Wow, this was really good." When I saw it the first time, when it was called Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yes, they did a very similar thing. I liked Wonder Woman a lot, the original. I think that,
Oh yeah.
and they're fast tracking Wonder Woman 3. So, what do you think about that?
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, who's the next villain? Ares again?
Maybe. I think Asteria is going to be playing a big part. The original Wonder Woman, which is interesting. Maybe she'll
Well, it's nice that Linda Carter's getting work.
Yeah, that is nice. Last time I saw her, she was in Super Troopers.
Oh, jeez.
That was like 20 years ago.
I'm doing my part. No, it's I don't know. I mean, it's not a huge departure like say Man of Steel or Batman v Superman was.
Mm-hmm.
But I would probably like my favorite DC movie is probably, well, I gotta be careful how I say this in case Sanj is listening.
You do not want to. You got to fear the wrath of Ange. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Favorite DC movie, and it's weird because I was so against Momoa as Aquaman. I thought that what's his name? Alexander Skarsgård would have been a better Arthur.
Yeah.
Tall, blonde hair, swimmer's build. But I want to say like the Joss Whedon stuff in Justice League is my favorite DC.
Now, point out the parts that are the Joss Whedon parts, because my favorite part in Justice League where I was in the movie and I got the chills and the crowd
Can I guess?
cheered.
Can I guess when it is?
Yes.
When Superman showed up in his costume, and he's like, "Is this person giving you, that when he kind of just showed up at the fight?"
I liked that part, but the part that I liked the most, it happens a little bit earlier than that.
I don't know then.
But I do love that part because Superman shows up and says like, "Hey, I believe in truth and justice," and he was like, "I am Superman finally." I have arrived as Superman several movies later.
And that felt like Joss Whedon did that.
Yes, he was like, "Hey, remember Superman, guys? This is who he is. He is the
Remember
hero."
Hope?
Exactly. It's not a very sad Superman outlook. I don't like the sad Superman. I like the one who is like, "Look, I can apply my strength and my speed and my powers to help the situation, but fundamentally, like I have hope. I represent hope." But earlier in that movie, I thought the part that I found the most exciting was when they were trying to subdue Superman. The rest of the Justice League was trying to subdue Superman after he woke up and wasn't quite sure what was going on. And the moment where he's holding back Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg, and the Flash tries to run around him. And he just catches him out of the corner of his eye. Superman sees him out of the corner of his eye and follows him. I found that to be exactly the powers being demonstrated really well.
And that seems like Joss Whedon too.
Yeah. I was always looking for the weird upper lip in that movie to figure out what was Joss Whedon and what wasn't.
I think the upper lip might have been Joss Whedon too.
Yes, it definitely.
Unfortunately.
It definitely was. Will Be Gaming is here. Dr. Psycho is one of her villains, Angela told me. Gigantica. Maybe they might use one of them. Interesting. Who's Gigantica?
Well, if they use Gigantica, you know what people are going to be like? They're going to be like, "Oh, so you're going to try and be like Giant Man from Avengers, huh?"
Yeah.
That's exactly how people are going to be. You know how they are.
Yep. That's so true. Even Justice League was like, "Oh, we're trying to do the Avengers over here." It's weird. It does work both ways, though, because I remember people, when they first saw Avengers, about, 2012, I remember there were a lot of people who didn't really even know who Thor was, who Iron Man was, because these were the kind of secondary and tertiary characters in Marvel, the main ones being, like the X-Men and Spider-Man and all of those. And Captain America has always been a popular Marvel character, but
right.
The fact that those were the only characters that Marvel still had intellectual rights to and still turned it into what it is kind of amazing, actually. That's kind of an aside, but I do feel like because they were able to take these sort of sidelined characters in the last 30 years and turn them into main characters in Hollywood, and that Warner Brothers is taking these main characters that we all love, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and still is struggling. I feel like I still feel like they can't deliver using these gargantuan characters. These are gods.
Yeah, that's another thing, is like the characters in Marvel are for the most part human. The thing about DC is you always look upon them as gods. Like when I was a teenager reading comics, I was like, "Oh well, I'm looking for people that I can relate to." So I gravitated to Spider-Man, the X-Men, things like that. Now that I'm older, I want my heroes to be, better than me.
Right.
So when you read DC, you're like, yeah, Superman is damn near infallible.
Mm-hmm.
Not when Zack Snyder writes him, but whatever.
But that's his weakness, is if you hurt people around him, he's got too much empathy. He needs to save everyone. And he just had no empathy in Man of Steel. I found that shocking.
None. So like when he took down that satellite, like why?
It was shocking. Also, I would say that the punctuation of the Wonder Woman sequence, the mall sequence, when she drops the criminals onto a cop car, I was like, why destroy a cop car?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's some things like that. When Superman destroying the satellite, which is like, why not just take it out of space and place it gently on the Earth? And be like, hey, look.
Right, he should be able to like float down holding it in one hand and just put it down and be like, look, don't follow me around, please.
Yeah, exactly.
And he would say please, because that's how he is.
Exactly.
Like, could you please just hold off?
He's
I
got
know you're upset that Christopher Maloney's dead, but
he's got that corn-fed American Americana, like American values. He's polite. He's got hope. Like that's how I always view Superman. So you were just saying, and you were saying how it's nice to read DC because these people are they're gods. They're far from human.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way I want. That's the way I want things.
So overall, what was your impression of Wonder Woman 1984, Mr. Ron Pertwee?
I would. I'll probably. It's one of those DC movies I probably won't watch again.
Yeah.
I've watched Justice League again, but only the parts after Superman came back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't watched Aquaman again. I've watched Shazam again though.
What did you think? Because I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it. I
It
didn't
was just
love
kind of there.
Yeah.
The DC animated stuff has been great though.
Yeah. I started watching the Dark Knight. I know that's an older one, but how about the new stuff?
It's okay. I mean, it's not
Dark Knight
amazing,
Returns.
but Marvel's really not putting out any animated stuff right now, so DC's winning. What's funny about that, and I'm totally going to be name dropping here, but you know how Peter Weller's playing an old Bruce Wayne
I didn't know that. That's cool.
in the Dark Knight animated one, the two-parter?
Robocoptopus.
Yeah, so I'm interviewing him after part 1 came out,
Oh, cool.
and I said, I really can't wait to see the second part when you take on Superman.
Yeah.
And he says to me, "You've seen this?" I'm like, no, I read the comic like 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, like for a guy with a PhD
In history. Yeah.
Yeah, right. In the Renaissance and stuff,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right. But yeah, I mean, if you're a comic book fan, check it out. Make up your own mind. But ultimately, I wasn't not impressed.
Yeah.
I was just kind of meh.
Yeah. I feel like I was really hopeful in the first 10 minutes of Wonder Woman, and I felt like it was delivering, and then it just sort of puttered out, and then and I just found it like it went way too long without a Wonder Woman appearance. So I guess it was more like trying to define the Diana character, the Diana role in this world. Which, I mean, Superman 2 did that. We took a step away from being Superman for a while.
Right, but we had already had like a ton of Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's way more of an iconic character than she is. No offense to Wonder Woman fans, let's just be real. He is the first superhero ever. But yeah, I watched a different movie the day before Wonder Woman came out that I would highly suggest to people.
What's that?
The Midnight Sky.
I watched that. I actually watched that too.
I liked it a lot.
It's pretty good. George Clooney, Netflix. Was it straight to Netflix?
Yep.
I liked it a lot too. I found it, it reminded me, yeah, no spoilers, but it did remind me a little bit of Moon in some ways.
And it was like a weird mix between Moon and Interstellar.
Yes. Yeah. That would be a good description.
I'm okay with that.
I enjoyed it too. I like, sadly, I do like when there's just an apocalypse happening and seeing how people handle it. It's an interesting.
Yeah, I'm if I had any oomph, I'd watch Greenland, but I probably won't.
Greenland, what's that?
That's the new, not Russell Crowe. Who's the other Russell Crowe? Oh, Gerard Butler.
Right. Russell also Crowe. Russell Crowe
yes,
also.
Gerard. It's a Gerard Butler about like an asteroid hitting Earth, and they have to get to some thing, and I don't know.
Sure you didn't see the Christmas special?
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
I'm just saying that's part of the premise. It's actually
How long is the Christmas special? Just so I know to dedicate that much time.
It's about 15 minutes. at the most.
Only 15 minutes.
Only 15 minutes. I didn't want it to go on too long.
I suppose.
It's the first of many. But
are you reading Superman now?
I'm not reading anything right now. Actually, it's been a minute. I used to have a comic book reader on my laptop, and I was reading. Last thing I was reading was the Star Wars, was like Darth Vader. So.
Oh yeah, the new line. Yeah, the thing about Superman now is they had him. Like the new 52 Superman died, so the Superman from a different universe took over, and it's like he doesn't have the little collar thing anymore. He's got the underwear on over the pants and that kind of thing. But that Superman came with a Lois who was pregnant, and they have a kid named Jonathan, and then he went out into space with Jor-El, who's still alive, apparently.
Interesting.
Thanks to Dr. Manhattan, to all that doomsday clock stuff.
So Dr. Manhattan turned the clock back and saved Krypton?
He sucked him out of time.
Right.
Right before Krypton exploded, I guess. But no, so Jonathan Kent went with Jor-El into space, and he aged like, he'd only been gone for like maybe 6 months, and it was like 10 years when he came back. So he's like, I want to say 16, 17 years old, and he's flying around in his own Superman costume. And
does he have all of the powers of Superman or half of the powers of Superman?
He's got all the powers.
Okay. He's got all of the name of Superman's adoptive father, Jonathan Kent. That's
exactly. There you go. And so it's good. It's good. And plus, Brian Michael Bendis is writing it. So. Oh,
that's cool. Who was the guy who did the Green Lantern the Darkest Night, the Blackest Night?
Oh, Blackest Night? I think it was Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns, yeah. See, I would love to see a trilogy, if not more movies, of the Green Lantern Blackest Night, because that would be visually stunning. It would also be such a great way to get us back into Green Lantern.
And zombies.
And zombies, exactly. I just think, I feel like there's such a opportunity there to make such a cool looking series of movies, but
yeah, you'd think so. I mean, Jeff Johns was a co-writer on Wonder Woman 84, so.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why I was expecting the neck break.
You want to bring back the neck break? That's controversial, Ron. We don't know if we did. You like the neck break in Man of Steel?
I'm indifferent to it. I don't hate it. Superman never has come right out and said he wasn't going to kill, but we just know that about him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my issue is the timing of it. Not that it happened. He waited until all this destruction had happened until he did it.
Yeah.
When Zod's about to kill one family, that's when he decides to break his neck. Not after the buildings collapse on people.
It was insane. I just sat there in just astonishment while I watched Metropolis collapse around Zod and Superman as they just punched each other. And I was like, what? So, okay, any moment now, Superman is going to start swooping and picking people up and saving these buildings, right? He's going to stop this world engine, right? Like, what? Nothing happened. Hey, 420 artists. Welcome.
Remember in part 2, they were destroying Metropolis, and he took off, so they had to follow him.
Yes. And he made them, he distracted them, he took them out of the main Metropolis and brought them to the Fortress of Solitude, which was a brilliant plan. He's always got a plan, Superman.
Go figure.
That just speaks to the lack of creativity in Zack Snyder. In my opinion, he just lacks the imagination to be like, okay, here I bring you a scenario that seems insurmountable, Superman. And this is what I always loved about the comic books. This is what I love about the movies. It feels like there's no hope. But Superman always has this back pocket plan to save and fix everything at the last moment. He figures out a creative way to thwart the intellectual plan or whatever doomsday scenario that Lex Luthor has come up with. And that's always been the beauty of it for me. So when I see Zack Snyder lack that imagination, I just get so crestfallen. I mean,
and I will leave you with this. the state of Wisconsin has apologized multiple times for Zack Snyder.
Fair enough. And hope that maybe they'll be apologizing with Zack Snyder's Justice League too.
Oh, I have to watch it because I don't want to complain about it if I haven't seen it. But that's 4 hours of my life I will never get back.
Well, I'm definitely going to watch it. And maybe we'll have a watch party on the Discord when it comes out. It should be out in March, I think.
Oh, great. March, yeah. Get your taxes done and watch the Snyder Cut.
Right. It'll take just as long and it'll be just as painful.
Hey, maybe we'll get a better version of Wonder Woman 84 when the Jenkins cut comes out.
Oh, the Patty Jenkins cut. That's what we're looking for. If you
An
didn't
8-hour version.
If you didn't like the movie, don't worry. We'll do it again.
That's what I hate about that stuff. But whatever. All right, well, I'll be in the chat, sir. Thanks for putting up with my BS.
I appreciate you, Ron Perty. Thank you for lending your 2 cents to the many cents. Your 112 cents.
Yes. I'll be expecting my change. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Thank you, Ron.
Bye. Yep.
Everybody, that was Ron Perty. He's got his own show. He's got his own Discord. Please follow him on all of the things at Ron Perty. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of our show. That was a wonderful, spirited discussion. I did talk crap about DC. I'm sorry. It's just I got a problem with Zack Snyder. I liked Wonder Woman overall. Yes, follow Ron Perty. But Wonder Woman has its spots where it just falls down and doesn't have any legs. Then it gets back up and has some moments. Wonder Woman has about 4 good moments, which makes it watchable to me. I found it's not a bad movie by any stretch. But if you like Wonder Woman, I grew up watching Wonder Woman. I was always a fan. I would watch Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk. Go figure. 2 different universes on TV at the same time. I would watch them as a kid. And those were my favorites to watch as a kid. Wonder Woman was always, I always just thought she was cool. But I think Gal Gadot does a great job as Wonder Woman. I think the movie is directed well. I think Patty Jenkins is a good director. I just don't find it's not the best. How does it rank? Everybody, how does it rank? If you saw Wonder Woman 1984, how does it rank amongst the DC movies that are like sort of this contiguous universe from, I guess, 2012, 2011? Because you had Man of Steel. Let's see. Now, these are the DC movies. Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman 1984, Aquaman, which I still haven't seen, by the way. I still haven't seen Aquaman. I tried watching it, and then I was like, I'm going to watch this later. And it's been a year. What else? Suicide Squad. That might be the bottom one. And Justice League. And also Birds of Prey, which I haven't seen. Where does it rank? Where does it rank? I'd say this is up there. It's above. It's right below Wonder Woman, which is the number 1 movie in the DC universe, in my opinion. And then maybe. Is this better than Man of Steel? I don't know. Definitely better than Batman vs. Superman. That was convoluted. It was bad. It wasn't too bad. I liked the fighting. You guys like the fighting? Do you like the punching? I like the punching. I haven't watched Jason Momoa mumble smolder through dialogue like a robot. Yeah, here's my only problem with Jason Momoa. He is excellently likable, terrible at acting. I watched like one scene where Jason Momoa was acting and he's like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just saying the words that are in the script. I didn't spend any time thinking about the history of what I'm saying or any of the meaning that I'm trying to communicate to you. I'm not a good actor. It's fine. It's fine, Jason Momoa. You're cool. You're a cool dude. We all want to hang out with you. We all want you to talk to fish on film. That would be... Birds of Prey was not bad at all. Ron Perty says, well, you know what? I might just watch that tonight. It's on one of the streaming services, I'm sure. I think it's on HBO. Third from Suicide Squad and Justice League. Way to go, Will. That's a good one. Justice League. I haven't heard that, but that's hilarious. As the worst. Suicide Squad. I think Justice League. Yeah, Suicide Squad had some interesting. I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit more. Suicide Squad had some interesting moments. I found Suicide Squad to be. All the parts with Will Smith were good. I liked the parts with Margot Robbie. I think other than that, I liked the parts with Cara Delevingne, actually. Even though she kind of was, again, a gigantic energy beam up to the sky type of villain. I don't know if that's an interesting enough trope to keep going. Cara Delevingne, she can play guitar too, by the way, so respect. Wonder Woman, 1984. Not bad. Not good either. Not great. Just good enough. So if you've got the time, if you've got 2.5 hours, it's long, guys. Watch Wonder Woman 1984. The first 20 minutes are pretty entertaining. But then, as Ron Pertwee reminds us, the worst cardinal sin that a movie could do, is be boring. So there are stretches of this movie that are boring. Well, DC and Warner Brothers, I really hope that DC and Warner Brothers can get their stuff together. I will check out the animated series. I am watching it was The Dark Knight Returns. It's dark. Ooh, it's rated R. It's crazy. There's all kinds of stuff going on in that. I think it's rated R. If it's a cartoon, it's crazy. How does a cartoon be rated R? I don't know. I'm just going with the flow right now. You guys can get a shirt that says "Go with the Fro." Taking it easy this week, guys. Not too much back-breaking work. It's between Christmas and New Year's. You're supposed to relax, guys. So hopefully you have a very relaxing week. I'm going to make dinner. It's going to be quinoa and eggs. I'm sure you guys are excited to hear that. Suicide Squad is a movie. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just bad. But it's not like bad in the way that's unwatchable. There are some unwatchably bad movies, which is the worst it can be. It could just be a bad movie, but you still watch it. There's plenty of bad movies that I love. Also, guys, when you get the chance, check out my friend Greg. His channel is called Mediocre Films, and they watch bad movies live every Sunday night. We do this show 5 days a week. Probably not Thursday, probably not Friday. We'll see how this week goes. Because Thursday and Friday is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day respectively, and I hope to remember that they're also days of the week, so that I don't end up forgetting entire days. See you guys later. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. Ron, thank you for being our impromptu guest. I'll often leave the AFT chat open on the Discord if you guys want to join the Discord. Remember to pledge at least $1 a month on patreon.com/Aristotle Full Throttle or twitch.tv/Aristotle Full Throttle. That's me. I'm your bro with the fro. And I'll see you tomorrow. Still here.